Hirohiko Araki has done many things throughout his career, but one of the things he has done is spark a debate in the past 2 years of whether or not his main character from Part 5, Giorno Giovanna, would hate his main character from Part 9, Jodio, Joestar. Now, if you aren't caught up on JoJo or you just didn't know, Jodio is the alternate counterpart of Giorno. Essentially, he's just the alternate universe's version for Giorno. And he is a drug dealer. And not only that is he 15, the same age as Giorno during the events of Part 5, but Giorno's whole deal was getting drugs off the street away from children. He didn't care what adults did, but children, he hated that. So of course, immediately during chapter 1, because I was there and I remember seeing and making some memes myself of Giorno and Jodio clashing, just simply because Jodio is a 15-year-old drug dealer and Giorno is a 15-year-old gang member who wants to stop drugs flowing into his city and country of Italy. Now, I was thinking about this video idea only 20 minutes ago when I had just made a TikTok video about this same thing, just about if Jodio and Giorno would hate each other or like each other. And in all honesty, I think it would be cold indifference from both of them. Giorno, being the person he is, would search to try to help Jodio, really try to get him to stop selling drugs and just turn to a life somewhat similar to his, or just go to school. And Jodio wouldn't listen. He wouldn't respect Giorno at all, because again, it would be like some random old man coming up to you and telling you to stop doing something. How many times are you going to listen to a stranger? But Giorno would never particularly be completely mad at Jodio for being someone who sells drugs, you know, just because he's a child in a drug trade and he has a whole organization with him and he's been working with the organization. Giorno would be aimed at that organization. He wouldn't take his anger out on Jodio. He would rather try to dismantle that entire organization. Then if Jodio tries to, you know, kill him or anything of that sort, he would then try to kill Jodio. Because again, even in Part 5, we see that Giorno, he never necessarily blames the child for being caught up in something that's within their environment and that's all around them, because he grew up in that environment. He knows how it is, and he knows that it's increasingly hard to escape that environment as a young child. That's why him and Bucciarati got along together so good at the start, because Bucciarati, he also knew how hard it was to be a child away from a life of crime and just have to join that life of crime or start selling things just for your family or you to get by or even have protection. So Giorno would probably just try to make all the surroundings within that city, knowing that there are drug dealers and there are kids going around selling whatever, doing whatever. He would try to make his influence more known to control the supply and stop the supply from going in and out. That's if he really cared about Jodio. If he doesn't really care about Jodio and it's someone he just knows or meets, he would try to get Jodio to stop. He may have a physical confrontation with him, but I don't think it goes far beyond that. And in Jodio, I feel like Jodio wouldn't really hate Giorno unless Giorno actually does something to stop him from selling, which would stop his money supply, which would then make him angry. If you've read Part 9 at all, you know Jodio's a fucking psychopath, like legitimately. So all he would really have to do is make him angry, and then he would probably just hate him, you know. So I think it all depends, like, really how much they interact. You know, the fewer interactions, the better, because the more interactions, that's just going to lead to more chances for Giorno to be like, yo, you should really stop pushing that H. And Jodio really just not listen. But it also depends, like, where they are. Like, if Jodio's selling in Italy, oh yeah, Giorno's having a big problem. Then it's a real issue, you know. But if Jodio's home and Giorno's visiting America, and he just happens to see that in Hawaii, you know, he would probably try to stop it. But like, I don't know, I don't feel like it would be that much of a big problem, because he's not going to be there for that long. But I feel like all of that will be solved if Giorno's just like, yo, I'll give you a job if you stop selling. A good one. You'll get rich. I think Jodio would stop or he would say, oh yeah, I'm gonna stop, not stop, and then try to assassinate Giorno. But that's just based off of the little stuff we've seen from Jodio so far. Or it depends, because if Giorno really gives him a job in the mafia, I think Jodio stops selling. You know, I don't think Jodio has a problem with selling anymore, and I feel like they could really be cool and stuff. I feel like they could be cordial. It wouldn't be anything really bad, in all honesty. But that's really all I got for y'all. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, we're on the road to 5K. We're almost at 3K, which is amazing. You know, this half a year we've gained almost 2,000 followers so far. So I can only say thank you from the bottom of my heart, and until next time, peace.